Good morning, everybody. Chris 70 here with 70 Investments and co-host of the Good Deeds Note Investing podcast. Today is day 5 of the top 5 fears of note investors. Now, there are a lot of fears, of course, in any business about losing money, buying an asset that might be worthless or might have something fatal to it. But I'd say that's typical in many businesses, and note investing sometimes has its is different than other businesses, and that's where I want to talk today about this fear, which is probably my number one fear, and that is a delinquent borrower looking you up and finding you. And a lot of people I know do a lot of things to try and protect their identity. I'm sure we all do. I know I do. But at the end of the day, with the internet, reality is if somebody's going to try and find you, they can find you. But I think, that has been a fear for many, where I've seen individuals, try and work in land trusts and, put, multiple layers of entity over entity into land trusts or other types of trusts, or really just trying to go out of their way. That's not a problem by any means. I'm not going to not recommend something like that. It's really your level of comfort. And when I speak to people who have been in this business a very long time, some of them even talk to borrowers or work with borrowers, those borrowers are going to know who you are if you're calling them and where you're from and stuff. But it's a fear. And, if somebody goes delinquent, or, you see in servicing comments that if someone stops by my house, I'm going to shoot them, is basically what a borrower may say. Those are the type of fears that are real in today's society. It's unfortunate. As a kid growing up, where I grew up, if there was a disagreement, it was usually settled, with your fists. And typically it didn't get to that. Today, it seems to be a little more violence, but not going to go down that path. I just want to talk about it being a fear that, borrower goes delinquent and, you're nervous that they're going to try and, find out who the owner of the note was. Some tips to, try and relieve any anxiety from that. First, use a third-party servicer. That's what I use. Don't use your home address for anything, any of your documents. Use a registered agent is something I would recommend. And don't use your name in your company. That's the last thing I would recommend. So, some common sense things. But like I said, if somebody's real savvy and they're really interested in finding you, they could, but I would say 99.9% of the time, most likely, most people, understand that, hey, it's a business, things happen, and you tried to help them, and unfortunately you couldn't. And that's the biggest thing I would tell you is, if you're sincere and give people options to, try and rework a loan and put yourself in their shoes sometimes and try and help them out, then you're trying to do the right thing. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this series on top 5 fears of note investors. Thank you, and have a good day.